Overshot that. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the live stream. Today we're playing a game called the Stanley Parable, and if you've never heard of this game or don't know anything about it, I don't blame you because I don't know anything about it either. But that doesn't mean we're not going to give it a shot. So I figured I'd live stream this for a little while. From what I understand, it's a simple point and click style video game. So you just kind of explore. So let's go what appears to be a fairly mundane office, and let's see what's going on. So begin the game. Fake gaming. Hey man, what's going on? How you doing? Welcome. Have you ever played the oh, you have. Oh, I haven't played it at all. No. I don't know anything about it. I just know that the end is never the end is whatever that means. Have you ever played this game? No? Oh, okay.
This
Click.
is the story of a man named Stanley.
I love intros, so.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And
do you not see them? The captions are on my screen. Do you not see them on your side?
Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions.
Okay, yeah, I don't want any spoilers. I don't know. I have no idea what this game's even about.
Never in all his years at the company had this happen. This complete isolation.
Hi.
Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid,
So Stanley
found
loser.
himself unable to move for the longest time.
Okay.
But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Okay, so. Alright, controls are fairly normal. Do I not have a cursor? So what do you just click on things?
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go any way except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever. I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond
Call
any
somebody.
doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
Okay. All right. Huh. I'm not sure what happened there. That was weird. Ooh. The phone ringing.
Hi, Stanley. Just wanted to leave you a message to let you know there's a few things I need you to pick up on your way home from work today. We need milk, cereal, dish soap, spaghetti, get a thing of sugar, some bread, and coffee beans, whichever ones you like. I'll give you a call if there's anything I forgot. Thanks, sweetie. See you tonight.
I didn't write any of that down. So if that's anything like real life, I'm gonna forget. I don't know what to do. This game breaks the fourth wall more than ever. There are a lot of endings. Okay, so can't go in there. Oop. Hope they saved whatever they were doing, because I don't know. No. Input received. Okay. Okay. No. No.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay, door on the left. Okay. Enter the door on the left. What the hell? What is going on?
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Okay, up to the boss's. How to solve dispute with the coworker. Put the ball inside. Who is running this thing? Okay, well, whatever. That's why I can never have a cubicle jet. Who keeps shutting these damn doors? Hey, what's in here?
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Huh. No, that's pointless. Alright.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Upstairs. Alright. So we'll follow all the directions like you say there, and we'll see. Whatever, Stanley's boss's office is badass. That's it. Oh, I can't go in the bathroom? What if I have to pee? I don't want to go see my boss and have to pee. That's ridiculous. That's weird. It's weird who keeps shutting the doors. Nothing there. Oh, okay, here we go.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Of course not. So how does the narrator know this? So who is the narrator? What is going on? Where the hell is everybody? And why is my boss got such a banging office? And I live in a friggin' cubicles. This is ridiculous.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
2845.
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Okay. Huh. Alright. What is this game even about? Like, what is going on? Okay. Oh, let's go this way. Let's see. What do we gotta do here? Down. Alright, so we'll follow the narrator's instructions.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
What kind of... Alright. What kind of office
Stanley
building
walked
is this?
straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
But that says escape. Let's go down here.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Oh, did he say violent death? I missed that. I was reading the chat. You will see what is in a few endings. In a few endings?
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
Who is this narrator? No, this is weird. I want to go down here. What's down here?
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Okay, that's creepy. What's... Huh. Maybe we'll go back. There's no jumping, alright? There's no... What do the keys do anything? No? Just point and click, walk and click, alright. Go back to the mind control. Yeah, that sounds like a great idea. Mind control. Go back to the mind control.
But of course, Stanley thought better of it and realized he simply had too much to live for.
But I mean, come on, escape. That sounds way better than mind control facility. Even though I am kind of curious what that's all about, so... Yeah, let's go over here. Okay, is that a button?
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Yeah. Come on, I mean, we made it this far. We made it to the mind control facility, so yeah, we're gonna figure out what's going on here.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers, the lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Oh, okay. Let's go this way. Where's my office? I don't remember. 4 something. 4, what was it? one of these. Four is four something. What was it? 427, wasn't it? I think it was. Yeah, I can't see that. That's way too damn far away. Oh, whoop, I went the wrong way. I'm all backwards now. Sure, let's take the elevator.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
So that's what we're gonna do.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Okay, dismantle the controls. Alright, I can do that. I think. I don't know. Dismantle the controls. That doesn't do anything. Hey. Nope, okay, that's crap. Home. There's the home button. Oh yeah. Oh, I see. I see. Power facility. Let's go in there. See, it says mind control status offline. So it's not doing anything. Or maybe it's broke. Maybe that's... Maybe... Yeah. Maybe the mind control thing... The mind control computer or whatever crashed. And that's why all of a sudden all the other people are gone and I'm the only chode left behind trying to figure out what to do.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
So off? Or on? Let's try that. Now what? Hello? Is anybody there?
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over?
That's what I'm asking. I don't know.
Yes. He had won.
All right.
He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command.
Oh,
freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel.
I was like, I'm lost, I don't know where to go.
Lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know.
So that's it?
It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
So that's it. That's the game. You said okay. So you said there's multiple endings. So oh, so it was just a bad dream, I guess. I don't know. Let's see.
Stanley knew the office layout like the back of his hand. It was only a matter of time before he found the others, wherever they were. Just a matter of time.
Now do whatever you want. That was the best. Okay. Okay, so it's the. Let's see. So now I don't necessarily have to listen to the guy. There we go. We'll mash that button. And then. Alright. It's 2 inputs received. I did one last time. Let's see.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Tell me what to do, narrator.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Oh, maybe I want a soda. I don't know. Come on.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Hey, get some coffee? No? Okay. Guess I didn't want any
But
coffee.
eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his
more
left.
endings. First open door on my left. Nah, I'm good. I'm gonna go. What's over here?
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't 5 years ago.
Yeah, you're probably right. Let's see. Penalty for misuse. Cardle with $1,000. Penalty for jumping off. Cardle with 5,000. I got money to burn. Let's jump off this house.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley.
I'm so gonna die.
Someone you've forgotten about.
Can you die in this game?
Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
Danger. Danger everywhere. So I guess the narrator's more, so he can actually see what I'm doing. So, which is strange. Maybe the narrator's in charge of the mind control device. Okay. Nothing there. Let's see. Ah! Am I stuck? Okay. 2B3. 2B4, 2B5.
Now listen carefully, this is important.
Okay.
Stanley walked through the red door.
What do you think, red or blue? Let's go to the blue door.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
Okay, then we'll go through the red door.
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I wanted to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
Okay, this guy's creeping me the hell out. Who are you? Ugh, whatever. Keep trying blue. Oh,
Hmm. What do we want? What are we looking for? Here.
okay.
Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy. I actually feel
The
happy.
hell? Hello? What? Where am I? What's going on? Is a spaceship gonna come get me? Like serious UFO business? I don't know what to do. It looks cool. I'm just like chilling in outer space. This is weird. It's very loud in here. I think I'm going to yeah. Let's turn that down some because that's insanely loud.
No, wait. Where are you going?
Okay, I guess we'll go back out here.
Right. Where were we?
I have no idea where I'm at. I have no idea where we are at, Mr. Narrator. This is a fucking. Excuse me. Parlez-vous, bro? This is a weird game. This is a really strange game.
Oh no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this.
Well, there's nothing else to do, Mr. Narrator. I mean, it's like we'll just go to the top of the stairs.
Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me.
Oh,
No!
shit.
Oh, thank God you
Okay.
lived. You had me worried there for a moment.
Yeah, me too.
Now, can we please get back to the other room?
I guess. I don't think there's anything. Oh, so I have to go to the gray room and jump. Okay.
There. See? This is what
Yeah,
you
no,
want.
sorry, Mr.
This is
Narrator,
where we
this is
can
getting
both
stupid.
be happy. Stanley, go back.
Nope,
There's
I'm good.
nothing good that can come from this. No. No. What do you just not believe me? What can I say to convince you?
I don't believe you. I think you're. I don't know. I don't know what I think, but I think this game is weird.
Stanley,
Oh.
let's go back to the other room. Can you do that? My God. Is this really how much you dislike my game?
I don't.
That you'll
How many
throw
times did I
yourself
jump
from
off
this
this platform
platform
before
over
I
and
die?
over to be rid of it? You are literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I
Fact.
reading the
That is
situation
a fact.
correctly?
Oh, Jesus.
Maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along.
Well,
But
too
I
late
guess
for
that was too
Mr.
much
Narrator.
to ask. It looks like you wanted to make a choice after all. Well, this one is yours.
You're right. It is my choice. And for the fourth time.
Is it over?
Oh, it worked that time.
It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back.
Oh man, I'm tired. So it just starts over. This is like, oh no.
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that.
Oh,
No.
crap.
This couldn't go any way except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever. I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell.
Accidentally closed the
But the
door.
one thing he
Either that
knew
or the
for
narrator
sure,
closed the
beyond
door. I don't know.
any
Maybe he's
doubt,
mad at me
was
for
that if
jumping
he
off the
waited long
platform.
enough, the answers would come.
don't know.
Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken
Dude, this
to.
game is weird.
He will be told what to do.
Really
now
weird.
it's just a little bit closer.
Here it comes.
Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
So, okay, said there's multiple endings. So that's three endings. All right, so let's go.
Stanley had never seen the office this brightly lit. Was it a sign of something? He hoped it was. He hoped very much that it was.
Huh. Oh shit! Look, you can't do anything in here. So let's see. Okay, you can begin the game again to reset in the menu. Oh. Okay. So there's nothing. Okay, so let's go. So you're saying we should turn the
When
mind
Stanley
control
came to a
on.
set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
All right. Mind control device is on.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
Nobody
Feeling
in here.
a wave of disbelief, Stanley
Go this
decided to
way.
go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. It's 42.85.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean?
No,
Stanley
48.25.
wondered aloud
I don't remember.
to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for
45.82.
clues
I
to
don't
his
remember.
situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Downstairs.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Yeah, mind control facility. Alright, so turn the lights on.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
This door
What
opens.
horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature
that was
revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
I went down there, but I didn't actually go that way. Now I'm gonna turn the mind controls on, or turn the power on at the mind control facilities where I'm headed next.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Okay, so don't.
No. He
go to
refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control.
It's kind of hard to play a game
Never.
and read.
It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
This way.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life.
Oh yeah.
For he would... Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you?
Yes, I did.
After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say 2 minutes. Now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine.
Okay.
You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is.
No. Okay.
More time to talk about you.
Nothing in here.
About me. Where we're going. What all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated. All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone.
Okay.
Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees.
That didn't work.
Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones, or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me.
Incorrect.
Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley. You're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to strike. 30 seconds until a big boom and then
I'm probably fixing to die.
Just you being blown.
Goodbye, employee 427.
Will you cling desperately to your frail life? Or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count. Or don't. It's all the same to me. All a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say happily ever up.
Alright. one way to go. So, okay. There's got to be a way to disarm the bomb. There has to be a way to disarm the bomb. It's almost like you knew that was gonna happen. Alright, so let's go. This fucking phone. What?
Hello. This is a recorded message scheduled either by you or a person in your place of work. The purpose of this message is to warn you about the dangers of recorded messages. If at any time you believe you are listening to a recorded message, please terminate it immediately and cease all
Yeah,
flow
shut
of
up.
information
I'm
from
leaving.
the recorded message into your perceptual space. Thank you, and have fun.
Alright, so now let's go. Okay, so we'll go through the left door, and then we'll go.
When Stanley came to a
to
set
the-
of
to
two
the
open
blue
doors,
door.
he entered the
Or
door
no,
on his
to the
left.
right
This
door.
was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
And then we'll go.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Okay, so that's saying basically the same
Wow.
thing,
Yes,
depending on the decisions
this
that I
room.
make.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first
Let's
open door
see.
on his left.
Nope, not going that way. Suck it.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been
almost fell.
neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself.
Oh, so you can't
I'm
disarm
not
the
asking
bomb.
for me. I'm
There's
asking
gotta be
for
a way.
her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside.
Wait.
To let her back into your life. She's
Wait, this
been
is
waiting.
different. Something. Wait a minute. What did he say? I was too busy talking crap. I wasn't listening. The fuck?
That's her,
Ah!
Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
All right, we'll pick up the phone.
Oh, Stanley, is that you?
Ah!
Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven.
All right, fresh baked bread.
Alright. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Ah! Ah!
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their
Sadly,
life
no.
to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
I'd rather not. Let's go down here.
Sorry, but you're in my story now.
Hey! What? The animatronic wife is kind of freaking me out a little bit, so.
This
Hey-
is a very
hey,
sad
baby.
story
What's
about the
going on?
death of a man named Stanley.
You get to press buttons. Good morning. Employee 427, press S on or 8 on your keyboard. Okay.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a
Hey,
job
no
that
shit.
demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
Press R.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
Press 9.
But in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful, and each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
Don't. Press P.
And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he
Okay,
stepped
that
up from
filing
his
cabinet
desk
was
to
not there
realize
just a
that
second
all
ago.
of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
This game is like a proverbial
So he went
mindfuck.
further.
What the
He
hell
imagined
is
that he
going
came
on?
to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
Press M.
As he wandered through this fantasy world,
What?
he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one
What the
path lay an
hell?
enormous round room with
Well,
monitors
my kitchen's
and
gone.
mind
I got filing
controls.
cabinets
And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
press N.
It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
Oh, I see.
But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one.
Door, but downstairs. Press X.
And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it. You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
Press I to question nothing.
I suppose I can't. Not in the way I want him to.
So now I'm back
But
in my
I don't
office.
make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
That's it? That's okay, so he said a bunch of things, and I'll be honest, I wasn't paying attention because I have the memory span of a 5-year-old child. But so essentially the narrator's trying to help me, but it's ultimately my decision. So
I can't wait to tell this story to my co-workers, Stanley thought. How amusing they'll find it. Oh, won't we all just laugh and laugh at the time I thought everyone had gone missing.
Alright. The left door, but we can't go downstairs. I don't remember how I got to
When
the red and
Stanley
blue
came
door.
to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I know I went to the door on the right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
This narrator never shuts up. Oh my god.
The lounge was sublime, a work of art. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Left.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite
red
door,
arrow.
and got back on track.
Let's do that.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here, it's, left.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake.
Alright. You you shut this door on me, I'd kill
No,
you.
no, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right?
Oh,
What
you're an idiot,
was
that's
I
why.
thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
What? This one?
Let's see. We went down right, left, down,
This
left,
one.
right.
No, this one
Yep,
can't
yep.
be.
Okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Oh, okay, this way. Truck. Let's go this way. Okay, down the stairs.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to,
Fired.
Oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
That's funny.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it
So I
mean?
guess that's considered an
Stanley
ending.
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Yeah. Meeting room. Turn all your computers off.
When Stanley... Wait, what?
What?
No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere, or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Bueller. Oh, that didn't do anything. Let's see. I'm lost. I don't know where I'm going. What's in here? It looks dangerous. This one? Okay, everything is completely different now, and now I'm completely lost.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
I don't know what's going on.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Alright. Perhaps I missed a memo. When you click. Let's see. Yeah, I'm stuck right now. I'm trying to figure something out. Hang on. Alright, so... Okay, so apparently the live stream is pretty far behind where I'm at in the game. Oh, well, not too far. Not too far. Let's see. So... What? Let's see. Which way should I go next? Because I don't know. I don't know what to do at this point. I'm a little confused. And on top of that, I think I'm lost. Oh no, that's the way I came. Let's go this way. Alright, back through here. Okay, now there's no doors.
Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's go back the other way. Yeah, it does seem like it has a little bit of a delay. Let's see. Let's go back the other way. The other way.
Aha! I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes. No, wait. Never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
Oh my God! What kind of narrator are you? You're lost in your own story. What the fuck? What? This is weird. Oh, look, this place is just falling to pieces.
Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win!
All right!
Congratulations!
I won!
I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off. So
you're right. I put in a lot
job.
of hard work, narrator.
Oh,
thanks.
No, I don't feel right about this at all.
No, I feel fine about it. It's
you
good.
didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some
No,
people
I put in a
win
lot of
fair
work
and
for that win,
square, and
narrator.
this was not one of those situations.
Don't be an ass.
Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't
You?
care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
Are these all different endings that I'm seeing that I'm going through? Because this narrator's an idiot.
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to
An
make sure we
adventure
don't
line.
get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable adventure line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
I like it. I like simplicity. Let's follow the line. I'm not going to deviate from the line. Follow the line. Don't have time for playing games. Solitaire. No. Okay. Back on the line. Let's see. Follow the line. Follow the line. Around the boxes. Good call, narrator.
The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction.
Around the
Onward,
boxes.
Stanley, to destiny.
Right turn.
Here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we
Right
end up
turn.
be our
Left turn.
destination,
Oh, shit.
even if there's no story there?
Left turn.
Or to put it another way,
Up the
is
stairs.
the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
Don't understand this line. How am I supposed to walk on the ceiling? Hold on. Obi-Wan Kenobi. Alright, it's enough of the music there, narrator. Oh shit, I messed the line. Financial records. Corporate imbalances. Okay.
Cut the music.
Yeah, thank
Go
you,
back
God.
and look at that fern.
A fern? I didn't even see a fern. Oh, there we go.
Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
Okay, got it. It's a fern. Green, I don't know. It's a fern.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
I'm just... Oh, look, we screwed up, narrator.
No, not again. Line,
We
how
screwed
could
the
you have
pooch on
done
this
this
one.
to us?
We're going to have to
After
start
we
over.
trusted you. After everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this
The
anymore.
line has
To
let you
hell with
down,
it.
narrator.
Restart.
We have screwed the pooch.
You know what, Stanley?
Oh, son
I
of a
say
bitch.
forget the adventure line. What's it
You
ever done
shut
for
another
us?
door in my
We're
face, and I swear to
intelligent
God.
people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Oh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Hell yeah, let's go this way. Because it's the only option I have. I can be stuck in the building.
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
Yeah, me too. Hey, I'm up on a desk. I'm stuck. Oh, there we go. Can I go out the window? Let me out the window. Can I jump out the window? I guess not. Okay, whatever. There's gotta be another way out. I'm gonna try out the window. Or maybe not. I don't know. Oh, there we go. Oh. Just commit suicide and get it. Oh, well, whatever. Let's go through this door. I don't know if these are all separate endings. Or is this just one big ending? Because it keeps saying the end is never the end, is never the end, is never the end. I know I'm just doing circles. What the fuck? What the fuck?
Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
I can't not acknowledge it. It's bright yellow and right in my way. Oh, well. There it goes.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere. Which means that somewhere at the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits. Oh, hold up, what's this?
Confusion ending.
The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all
let's see.
determined?
Deviate from
So
the
now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall.
Fourth
Well,
restart.
who consulted me?
Fifth restart.
Why don't I
Narrator
get to
forgets
decide?
previous restarts.
Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really?
Stanley
No,
attempts to
it
play
can't
the
be.
story, but it's
I
prevented.
don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on.
Find the line again.
I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it.
The story.
And the timer... Stopped?
Restarts the game.
Does that mean,
There's an alarm in office.
did we do it?
Seems the lights
Did we break the
exploded.
cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule?
After
How would we even
Stanley
know?
dies.
Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay. I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree?
I would
I'm
agree.
not quite sure if we're in
I would
the
absolutely agree,
destination
narrator.
or the journey. Though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime...
Uh-oh. I burped. Oh, yep. Alright, so... that was absolutely pointless. This game is weird.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Oh, shit. Fell out the window.
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map, until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet?
Are you sick of this gag sign? No. No.
Then in that case, we'll continue. But now, here comes the real question. What do you think would have happened if you had told me that you wanted this to stop? Do you think it would have been particularly different? Would I have taken the same idea but rephrased it superficially to fit that answer? Perhaps you never would even have thought of it if I hadn't brought up the issue in the first place. Oh, now think about it. Will it be worth it for you to restart and then come back here just to do the other option? Clearly, this whole gag takes some time. What if the other option is even longer? How long will you spend in total just to have heard all the narration? Oh, and this is rich. Perhaps you've just played the other option, and now you've come to see what happens in this one. So, what do you think? Which choice was the better one? Imagine if you had selected continue on your first playthrough, how tantalizing it would be not knowing what happens when you pick the other option. Indeed, you are one of the lucky ones.
This game is so
Though
weird.
if the other option
Oh my
is
God,
really
it's
miserable
weird.
to listen to, then perhaps you're not. In fact, I'm just going to say that no one who's listening to this is lucky. Well now, I've built up the other option so much that I'm going to stop talking and leave you to your decision whether to come back here, continue with the game, or just sit in this spot forever.
Nice, you can restart and go and press yes. Resume the game, begin the game again. Alright. Let's see. Okay, so now you can restart and go and press yes. Alright, so let's do that.
I can't wait to tell this story to my co-workers, Stanley thought. How amusing they'll find it. Oh, won't we all just laugh and laugh at the time I thought everyone had gone missing? No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
It's really hard to
At
get off
first,
that window.
Stanley assumed he'd broken the map until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet?
Yes. So now we're going to click yes this time.
Well, I don't know how to say this politely, but you could literally just hit escape and restart the game any old time you want. Like right now. You could have done it just then. Now would also be an appropriate time to quit. Any of these points and so many, many more, all of them are appropriate. I'm enjoying what seems to be an internal conflict going on where you are literally unable to act on your own desires to restart the game. So, just to push the envelope, I'm going to try and make this as miserable as possible and see how long you can maintain. There once was a man named Stanley, who people considered so manly. But the truth must be told, he was not very old and was quite particularly
What in the hell is going on?
What Stanley liked
so
most
weird.
was buttons. He pushed them like some kind of glutton. He did it all day in a meaningful way, but his brain had long ceased to function. Which is why he is in this
Stanley
parable
is learning.
and lives an existence quite terrible. And if you are not strong and keep playing along, you too will become quite unbearable. Yes. You too will become quite unbearable.
So is this continue to play, or like do I have to escape out of this, or will it start over eventually? Because he said we'll see how long I would stay here. I didn't know if there's going to be more to that or not. Oh, hey, we got John Doe in the chat. What's up, John Doe? That can't be your real name. They really can't. All right, I guess that's it. You know what? We're done. We're done with this. Begin the game again.
Even now, Stanley's office was a distant memory. What did it look like? There was a computer, perhaps, and a painting. Was it a painting or a photo? He could no longer recall. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Let's see. Can't go that way. All right, so you said 4. So you said 4:30. Click on that. 25, 420, 17.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Oh shit, that didn't work. Where? All right, so
this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and
okay,
Stanley knew it perfectly well.
What the
Perhaps
fuck?
he wanted
Oh,
to stop
there.
by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
All right, back to the line.
Standing now in this incredible room, Stanley for the first, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
All right, so now I think I remember how we
Stanley
got
was
to
so
the blue
bad
and
at
red
following
doors. I
directions,
think we
it's
had to
incredible
go.
he wasn't 5 years ago.
We had to jump off this fucking, what is this thing called? A trolley? Can't even see some cargo lift. All right, so we had to jump off
Look,
the cargo
Stanley, I
lift
think perhaps we've
onto the
gotten off
catwalk.
on the wrong foot
I think.
here. I'm not your
And go
enemy,
through
really.
that
I'm
door.
not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley.
yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Someone
4:30
you've
would be near
forgotten
4:27.
What?
Oh,
Really?
shit, almost fell off.
I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you
All right,
something
so
beautiful.
I think this is where we found the
Let me
red and
prove
blue
it.
doors.
Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
If-
Now listen carefully, this is
yeah,
important.
red and blue doors. Here we go.
Stanley walked through the red door. Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
So keep going through the blue door.
I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red
Oh, look, there is a blue door.
All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you.
Yeah.
You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that?
There's
I
so
did.
many other doors.
And in the end, it
how
was
do you
all
get to
for
that
nothing.
one?
Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley.
God,
Help
what a weird
elucidate these
game.
strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees?
Maybe.
Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design and you can give me some feedback. There we go. Third option. This
Okay.
already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
Ooh, I don't know. I think I'm gonna wait through the delay here. Should I go through the new door, or should I go through the left door like he originally told me? I don't know. Cause I kind of want to go through this door, but then again, he's kind of being a snarky shit about it, so maybe left. I don't know. He says go through the left door initially. Let's see. Can I go? Let's go through this door. Can you go through that door? All right. So, left door. What the hell?
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here. Aha! You see, I knew I was onto something. Where do these flashes of inspiration come from? How did I know the game needed a third door? Well, it's instinct mostly, a calling in your gut. I really couldn't say where the idea came from, except that I felt it in my soul. You can't teach that, Stanley. Don't even try. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Oh. Worldwide leaderboard. .3% of players skip the intro sequence. Only the worst 3% of players chose the blue door. Total doors opened. Endings achieved. Doors closed. Only the worst 3% of players chose the blue door. 98.9% of players are more attractive than Stanley. A dead rat is offline. Is objectively ranked. Okay, let's just go through the right door.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up.
Alright, I think this is the last one of these we're going to go through. I've got to...
In this
Oh,
game,
look, a baby.
the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to
I'm
make
not
sure
playing
it's
this game
effective.
for 4
Be
hours.
sure to keep notes on your experience.
I don't know what to do. I'm just let the baby die.
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me?
A little bit of
Because if
both.
it's the latter, well, I
Just
don't know
saying.
what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out.
So,
I'm
Fake
out.
Gaming,
I'm
I
done.
take it that you
It's
have
over.
actually played
Thank you
every
for
ending of
playing.
this game.
Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game, just to ease the pain? Let's see. What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot. Well, Stanley, is this any better? At
I'm in
last, the one
Minecraft?
thing you've always desired. A game I had absolutely nothing to do with. But is it enough? Tell me that, Stanley.
You actually have
Will
to
it
push that
ever
button for
be enough?
4 hours?
Well, I'll say this. I'm done making things for you. From now on, I will only create to fulfill a greater artistic purpose. Watch this, Stanley. I'm going to build a house. This will go here. No, here. And then...
What the hell?
Let's see,
I
what
can't
does
do
it need?
anything. I can't jump. I
Yes,
can't
of course. And just
mine.
to finish
I
it all
can't.
off,
What?
yes, it's complete. I made this, Stanley. Look at it. Gaze
I
upon
made
my
this,
work of art
Stanley.
and feel
Look at
ashamed
it.
at your own inadequacy. Ah, but you've only seen it from the outside. You've only gotten half the experience. Please, step inside and make yourself comfortable. Isn't it grand? Isn't it perfect? It could only be better if... Wait, that's it. We must rebuild it out of diamond. Diamond everything.
Yeah,
Yes,
diamonds
yes,
are
yes.
forever.
Come along, Stanley. We have to go mining.
Alright, let's go mining. I don't have a pickaxe or anything, or even hands for that matter. I'm not sure.
Oh my, it looks like it's going to get a bit dark. Have you brought a light?
No, I don't even have hands. I can't jump.
No,
What do you mean you
This
bring
is
a
far
light?
more open-ended than I had in mind. I'm looking for something more narrow and linear. Something that makes you feel utterly irrelevant. This won't do at all. 1 out of 5. Even the diamonds couldn't save this one. Okay, new game.
Oh my god.
Yes!
Oh, now I'm
I
playing
don't even know
Portal.
what this game is, but I love it. You, trapped in a glass box with no way out, listening to me talk. Oh, it's inspired. I couldn't have done it any better myself. What is this game even supposed to be? I can't figure it out. Okay, now I'm curious. Let's go find out what the hell this is.
Now we're playing Portal. Is this the Portal ending?
It's a puzzle. Critical thinking, Stanley. Your forte.
I do like Portal. It's a pretty cool game.
Genius.
Alright, second floor.
No, actually, you know what? I think that's plenty.
What?
I really don't care much to see you
That's not how this
stumble through
works.
any more of these games. And I highly doubt you're any wiser for the experience. Which is why, rather than continue to waste my time, I'm just going to leave you here. You can pretend you've beaten the game if it makes it any richer for you, but as for me, I've had enough. So, why don't you get cozy in this room, and if you have any grand revolutionary ideas for the perfect video game, you can just sit there and let it ball up inside you for all eternity. I don't need your advice. I don't need your ratings.
I don't know.
And I certainly don't need the
elevator
validation of
left
a man.
me, so okay. Oh shit. Help. What's going on? Stanley Parable alpha test, beta. Please rate your shit. I just fell down another hole. I think. I don't know where I'm at. Oh yeah, guess this way? 510. Did I fall into the bowels of this game, or is this all part of it? I'm not sure. It's so dark. I don't know where I'm going. A flashlight. That's what they need. They need a flashlight in this game. Nope, can't go that way. Son of a bitch. I'm never going to find my way out of here. So, what? Take a right. I already went through there, I think. I don't know. Some lights. Lights would be helpful. That's probably not the right answer. Gosh, damn. Let's see. Oh, okay. Good. Light. So, what the heck? Ooh, let me in there. Okay, can't go in there. Oh, one light. Reminds me of my apartment when I was in college. Shit, I don't know where to go. Okay, I guess nowhere.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it, down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
Is this another one I have to restart it? Oh no, there it goes. Never mind. Okay, this is the Stanley Parable. It's a very strange game, to say the least. I'm not really sure what the goal of the game is at this point, but let's see. I'm an hour and a half into this game, and I still am completely confused as to what's going on. So if you got any other ideas of what you want to see me play, or hell, whatever you'd like to see me try, or whatever games you might be into, let me know. Games like this are a little confusing, but it's neat, I guess. Yeah, just let me know. And but that's it. I'm getting off here. I gotta take a shower. Actually, take a nap. Take a shower. I gotta go to work tonight. So, you folks have a wonderful day. I'm out of here.